and welcome to today's episode of CCTV. So today's episode is all about eggs. I have eggs on the brain. Not only is Easter right around the corner, and every time I turn on the TV, people are talking about dyeing them. You go to the grocery store and there's like candy and egg dyes and all these cool little Easter things. They're so much fun. But I was working with a lady today who is on blood pressure medication, and one of her concerns and one of her goals is to get off of this blood pressure medication. So the first thing she said was, well, okay, I gotta go off eggs, right? Tell me what I should eat instead of my eggs for breakfast. So today is debunking the myths that surround eggs. Are they healthy? Are they not? Do they raise your cholesterol? Are they gonna make me fat? Like, are they gonna make me unhealthy? What's the deal with eggs? Eggs. Hard-boiled, fried, scrambled. Eggs are amazing for you. They are one of the best sources of protein that you can get. They have a superior combination of amino acids that makes the protein very easily absorbed into your system. So as opposed to something like, for example, red meat or pork, which can, kind of get stuck in your pipes, and some people eat proteins, chicken or beef, and they feel like they have a brick in their stomach for days because it's really hard for your body to break down. Eggs, on the other hand, your body's like, oh, it can absorb and break down and soak up the benefits from the eggs like that. It's very efficient, very effective protein for the body to absorb and take in all of those nutrients, which makes it awesome for your body and you in general. Have you ever seen somebody who is a bodybuilder and they put like a half a dozen raw eggs in a blender and chug it, which is like a fear factor challenge? It's disgusting. They do that because it's the protein from those eggs. It's so readily absorbable that it goes into your muscles, and it's the repairing of the muscles with that extra protein that's going to help them build muscle and get all that mass. That's why it's so popular. Egg-based protein powders are very good for you if you're trying to tighten and tone and build some muscle mass. So please don't think that eggs are just off limits, because they're not. I eat them all the time. According to the American Heart Association, you should limit your cholesterol intake to 300 milligrams max a day if you are healthy and you don't have any hypertension or heart disease or any issues like that, like diabetes. Eggs are technically high in cholesterol because they have 186 milligrams, 184 of which are found in the yolk alone, which is, if you're looking at that, you're only supposed to have 300 a day. Yeah, they are high in cholesterol. However, let me look at my numbers. I don't want to misquote this. If you take a look at Japan, whose population on average eats 328 eggs per person per year, yet they have the lowest cholesterol levels as a nation compared to Americans. And our cholesterol levels, which are through the roof. I don't know if you've ever been to a Japanese restaurant. You got egg drop soup. They crack the egg in the hibachi grill when they're making the fried rice. Egg rolls. They put those quail eggs. Again, fear factor challenge. I have a thing with raw eggs. I just can't. Oh, it's gross. I can't. But they put the quail egg on sushi. I mean, eggs. If you like egg, like they have the egg noodles. I mean, if you go to a Japanese market, eggs galore. They eat eggs all the time, yet they are significantly healthy compared to Americans. Now you may be saying, well, fried rice, they're frying their rice, their egg rolls, I mean, they're deep fried. Things are deep fried. What's the difference? Well, if you go back to America, you go to a Waffle House, or you go somewhere where there's a breakfast restaurant like Denny's, for example, or just any IHOP, any of those places, if you compare the way we eat as a nation, we pair our eggs with buttery toast, pancakes, waffles, bacon, ham, sausage. I mean, sometimes we're pairing cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese on a bun. Thank you. Here's your $5. See you for lunch. I mean, what's the difference between Japan that's frying their rice and their egg rolls and us that, we're not necessarily frying our stuff? Well, the difference is the source of fats that we're pairing our eggs with. Japan is using plant-based oils, sesame oil, peanut oil, palm oils. things like that, coconut oils. We Americans are pairing our eggs with animal sources of fat that are high in saturated fat. Bacon, cheese. Animal fat sources are way higher in saturated fat as opposed to plant-based fats that are very, very low, negligible in saturated fat. So when it comes to eggs, you never want to pair something that's high in saturated fat, period. And everything that has saturated fat comes from an animal. So if you were to say pair your eggs with some avocado slices instead, skip the butter, you're not gonna have that saturated fat and you're good to go. That's why if you look at Japan's population's cholesterol levels compared to ours, it's like night and day. We're up here, they're down here. It's because they're not eating the animal products with it. Shrimp, high in cholesterol, but you're not seeing any anti-shrimp campaigns. Why not? Because we don't typically eat shrimp with bacon. We don't typically eat it with butter. We don't typically eat it with cheese or sausage or a ribeye. We're not eating things that are high in saturated fat with the shrimp. We're dipping it in cocktail sauce. We pair our shrimp with cocktail sauce. Little vinaigrettes and dipping sauces and things like that. We're not pairing it with we're not dipping it in butter like we are lobster. No, we're avoiding that altogether. But eggs and shrimp have the exact same amount, almost, of cholesterol per serving. So as long as you're sticking with plant-based oil, instead of scrambling your eggs with milk, whole milk, which is high in saturated fat, putting a lot of cheese on it, instead if you want to substitute frying your eggs in some olive oil and getting your toast dry, skipping the bacon, going for the fresh fruit, using natural plant sources of flavors, adding salsa, for example, is an easy breezy way to add tons of flavor with little to no calories, no saturated fat, which is what you want. If you already do have high cholesterol levels, if you knock out the saturated fat from your diet, you're gonna see reductions in your cholesterol levels. I've heard of as little as 2% of a reduction in the saturated fat you eat a day can cause significant plummets in your cholesterol levels. I recommend eating 10 grams, of saturated fat a day to get the most benefit and see the most significant results and improvements in not only your cholesterol levels, but also your body fat percentage and your health and happiness and your overall sense of well-being and how you feel. Plus, you're not gonna have big blocks of like animal fats and protein stuck in your gut, so that really helps too. So I hope this video helped you. Helping you helps me. If you don't want to miss next week's episode, subscribe now because I make a new episode every Thursday. And if you are going to be enjoying some eggs this Easter and this video helped you, please share it to declare it. I'm Christina Carlyle. I am your weight loss winning woman. I am your biggest cheerleader. I hope you have a wonderful Easter with your family, and I will see you next time right here, same place, every Thursday. Bye.